Traveling in 2023, What That Looks Like by Lisa Kemmerling. With gas prices rising and costs to travel going through the roof, many folks are rethinking their travel plans for 2023. Traveling is a favorite pastime of many people, both here in the US and abroad. As a seasoned traveler, I've had the good fortune to be able to visit most of Europe, England, Scotland, Asia, Canada, Mexico, US, and British Virgin Islands, Bermuda, and the Cayman Islands. I must say that one of my all-time favorite trips was traveling right inside the US to Mackinac Island, Michigan as a teenager. It's amazing to me how many people are deciding to take what's called a staycation. For some families, it's not an option to travel abroad due to time constraints or costs. Quite a few Americans have decided to forego the large costs to travel international and the many hoops people have to jump through to come back into the US or travel to a foreign country. We'll discuss more about foreign travel in later paragraphs. There are quite a few options to stay closer to home and discover a few of the more interesting parts of this country. That being said, there is a plethora of national parks to explore with only a nominal cost to enter. Staycation is defined as a vacation spent in one's home country rather than abroad, or one spent at home and involving day trips to local attractions. For a seasoned traveler like myself, often that sounds boring. However, I will admit that some of the best vacations I've had in the past 4 years have been in the United States. Visiting Jackson Hole, Wyoming 2 years ago was not only breathtaking, but it also made me recapture some of my youth. We attended a good old fashioned cowboy barbecue around the campfire with old time songs and a trip down the Snake River on a boat to view the wildlife in their natural habitat. The highlight of that trip was seeing the Grand Tetons daily for a week. This is a must see for anyone who is fascinated by nature and the beauty of the rugged West. What's interesting about staying locally is you have the opportunity to visit local museums. For instance, in Nevada, they have three that are unique to the area. One is the National Atomic Testing Museum, which highlights the story of America's nuclear weapons testing program. Second, the Neon Museum highlights old light up signs from days past of Las Vegas. Third is the Shelby American Inc. If you're into sports cars and have previously seen the movie Ford versus Ferrari, this museum shares the rags to riches story of Carroll Shelby. Those are the few that I've personally visited and found interesting, but a closer look around will yield many more. In Washington state, there are so many incredible museums to see. However, I'll highlight a couple that are worth seeing. The Museum of Pop Culture, designed by acclaimed architect Frank O'Gary, is a haven for music enthusiasts and technology lovers. Another is the Museum of Glass, one of the most beautiful museums I've been to. If you are in awe of glass and the different forms it can be molded into, this is a must-see for any age. There are so many more places to visit. Traveling is highly personal, and for each individual, it's an experience that will make memories to last a lifetime. As they say, get out and see the USA. For the traveler who is adventurous, now is a great time to discuss foreign travel. Europe has held a very special place in my heart, starting with my first trip abroad to England and Scotland. Visiting as a 25-year-old, it was magical to see London, the castles of Windsor, Kensington, and Buckingham Palace. The original Hard Rock Cafe, Tower of London, the crown jewels are located here, and shopping at Harrods and finally Big Ben are a must-see for anyone who's interested in the sights of this historic city. As there are so many to share, it's vital to highlight the ones that most tourists want to visit. If you're feeling truly adventurous, taking the train from Paddington Station to Paris, France is a short 2.5 hours on Eurostar. And the best part is you go under the English Channel. That was a highlight for my family in 2006 and continues to be an easy way to go between the countries if you purchase a Eurail pass. The last country I'll talk about is Italy. Personally, I could go on and on about this place. However, I'll share the highlights. As a second generation Italian American family, I've been fortunate enough to travel and see Italy in its entirety. Rome, which houses the Vatican City inside, is a beautiful city. Some Rome highlights include the Sistine Chapel, the Colosseum, the Jewish ghetto, which now houses many little boutique hotels and quaint restaurants, the Spanish stairs, or Spanish steps, I should say, and so much more. Once you've indulged your historical curiosities, then it's time to head to Tuscany with its vast fields of flowers and grapes. If you're a foodie, then you'll love Italian cuisine. Lastly, a visit to Lake Como is an amazing experience. Hop on the boat to Bellagio and you'll spend a day immersing yourself in Italian culture. For more information on travel and ideas on how and what to pack for local or international travel, please reach out to me directly at cleanlinesfashion.com.